Hi, I am Cuts That Matter, and this is a scissor cut. He wanted to take half of the hair off. He did not want me to use clippers, so I'm coming in and I'm making my guidelines on my left side, and I'm going to follow these guidelines all the way to the right side. I'm going to give you the whole video so you can see my whole process. It's going to be about 9 minutes, 10 minutes long. I sped it up so that you can get through it a little faster. I'm going to have commentary through certain parts of the videos, but as you can see, I'm taking my guideline from left all the way to right. Any hair that's sticking out on the right side of my comb that is longer than the hair on the left side, I just match that and make sure I keep that same length from left to right. So you're going to see your guideline sticking out, and if you pay attention, you can see in certain places where the guideline is easy to find. Sometimes you may get a little lost, but just remember you can go back to the left and then find your way back to the right. Once you get good at it, you don't really think about it, and I'm not really thinking. I was kind of just talking with him and seeing what what's going on with his day, with his life. I'm tapering around his ears. He's telling me, if he wanted hair thinned out and how short he wanted the front. He wanted the front longer than the back, so I'm keeping that in mind. Another part that I really like is trimming around the ears and making sure all the hair is clean, and he can, have a haircut that's going to last him throughout the month, because he's not a frequent haircutter, person who gets his haircut. He does not get his haircut that often. So as you can see, I'm going around the ears. I'm going to taper up with my trimmer just to give a little taper around the ear so it can be shorter, give him a longer time before it gets back to his ears. Most clients who get medium to long haircuts, when they don't want it on their ears, that's how they gauge when they're going to come back in, is when they have that hair touching their ears. So I'm getting the hair off his ears, going to get the hair off his neck, and just make sure the hair looks clean. That's what he really wants. He wants a medium-sized haircut, medium-length haircut, I should say, and he wants it to look good, to last him. He works in a factory, so he doesn't really care too much about, skin fades or some crazy style. He just wants to get by and get through the day and just look good. Cool guy. We had a nice conversation. Talked about Thanksgiving because it's around this time. So, yeah. And right here, I'm thinning out the hair, making sure that I keep the bulk around the parietal ridge, because that's where most people hair who's like his, either curly or long curly or straight, it bulks out right around, where the head starts curving. So I want to make sure I get all the bulk out from right there, because all of his hair falls majority on that spot from being long in this type of hairstyle that he's going to be rocking. And I'm also getting bulk from the left side of the comb over, because we want him, or pompadour you should say, he wants to keep it flat and not poofy on that side. So I want to take some weight out so he doesn't have to put a lot of hair product in too. And as you can see, with just water, it gets him right. And I want to accentuate this line. I'm not going to cut it in, but I'm going to part it so I know which hair I will be cutting And now I'm going to start cutting on that ridge, just blending all the hair that's hanging over and blending the top with the sides. So, yeah. I decided to slow it down just a little bit so that you can see some of what I'm doing in detail with using my scissors and keeping length, but also blending the top with the sides. I'm bringing the hair up here a little higher just so that I can make the hair on top just a tad bit shorter so it won't just hang over like an undercut, and give him some layers. Then I'm working with my way back to the top, and I'm going to start with the front, and I'm going to start a little guideline because he wants the front shorter than, the front longer than the back. So I'm going to make the 90-degree cut here, just a slight bit longer on the left side. And then I'm going to follow that guideline with a 45-degree angle backwards so that I can have a shorter hair. I can have shorter hair in the back. And that's why I'm showing you these guidelines, to show you that I'm using the hair from the front as I'm pulling in that angle back with a little bit of graduation and layers together to give you that shorter in the back, longer in the front. And I'm showing you now how I'm blending the top with the side with the hair that's sticking out. And that's all you do when scissor cutting, is you make your guideline. Even if you're doing scissor over comb or you're just doing layers or graduation, you make your first guideline and then you go to the next spot and you use hair that's shorter to show you what to cut when you see the longer hair. So you see shorter hair, longer hair, match it. Shorter hair, longer hair, match it. Shorter hair, longer hair, match it. And you just take that and do it all over the head. That's all you're doing, is following guidelines. Make a guideline, follow it. Make a guideline, follow it. And that's all I'm doing. And I'm trying to stay consistent with the hairs that I'm cutting and making sure that I'm looking and paying attention and showing you guys. That's why I slowed it down so you can see what I was doing. But yeah, that's basically it when it comes to scissor cuts. I would say it would be better to go and do a live class so you can see it in action, but also learn little tricks and details, because you can do this and still get done. And sometimes people are like, God, a haircut doesn't look that good. And that's why you gotta have that eye that most barbers have when they're really good, to know what techniques to use, because sometimes you have to use techniques that you learn just through the process of cutting hair over the years, or like what places to go tighter, what places to use thinning shears, what places not to use thinning shears, what places should be, longer, and how should I hold this angle. Like certain spots on the hair, you're gonna have to do that, especially like the lower parts around the neck. It's going to be a little different because you're going to be graduating instead of layering, so you can get that shorter to longer from bottom to top. And that's just the thing about cutting hair. There's many things that you can do. I just want you guys to just learn. And if you want to know more from me, you can click the link and I can do a one-on-one with you. You can just go ahead and let me know. Send me a DM, email me, and I can do a Zoom call and we could talk about it. I'm in the Nashville area, so if you're in the Nashville area, you can come and watch. It'll be a small fee, but it'll be worth it to get you the information that I've took so many years to learn, and you can learn it in just a short time. And I really enjoy cutting hair. Sometimes I do get bored because it feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over. But with any job or with any career, you have your moments. But when I get new scissors or a new haircut, or I find out a new style and I perfect it, those are the times and the things that keep me going and keep me excited about my work. And then also teaching other people. That's why I'm here right now, letting you guys know that it's easy if you just put the time in. And some people don't want to put the time in, they just want to rush it. But it's been so many years, almost 10 to 15 years with me, being in barbershops, even when I wasn't cutting hair, and then cutting hair for about 10 years, and still just now getting my shop at the age of 30, 29, 30, And this is just a one-person shop, so the shop for other people is going to be next, but I still want to help other people so they can get to the goal and know that it's easy, y'all. It just takes time, and let time just happen. Let the process happen. Right here, I'm grabbing some shaving cream because I'm going to do a neck shave. But yeah, back to the process. Like, that's all it takes is just time, and you have to put it in. You may not be as good as somebody else. You may not be where you want to be, but I promise you, you're going to be somewhere if you just keep walking. If you take that one step of faith, and you're going to make it to where you have to go. Even making this video, I really didn't want to do it because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if the video was going to be good enough, but I just did it. And hopefully you guys like it and made it to this point till you can even hear this inspirational part, because even in the beginning of it, this is all off the top of my head. I'm not the best speaker in the world. I'm not the smartest person. I just make sure I did the work, and this is the work. As you can see, I'm using a fresh razor, and I'm making sure I keep everything clean for my client. I want to make sure that he looks good, feels good. I'm going to put a hot towel on his neck after this, but this is basically the full haircut that you guys can see. If you want more training videos, let me know what video and what haircut you want the video on, and I'll make it. I'm going to have multiple ways that you guys can get information. So I just want to thank you guys for believing in my channel and believing in yourselves, because that's why you're here, because you believe in yourself and you want that guidance and that help from someone who already took those steps. And so I thank you for watching and just appreciating the work that I do. And I appreciate you guys giving me a reason to keep going and to teach and to give my knowledge back so that the next generations can have it, and to see it make their job just a little bit easier so they can go a little farther and help others, so that we won't all be out here just, winging it, just to have a little bit of understanding. But yeah, the growth process is very important. I'm styling my client here, and just let it happen. Let it happen, you guys. And this is the finished product right here. I'm putting in some sea salt spray because it's going to dry up and give his hair a little bit of weight, but not too heavy like a normal pomade would be. And I'm putting on some aftershave with a little cologne. And yeah, that's the cut, you guys. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate you.